Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Dan Cordelicchio. I want to welcome you to another segment of Destination Health Podcast, Finding Function in a Dysfunctional World. We're very excited today. We have Pauline Nordin on our podcast. This is going to be a great conversation. We were just talking for a few minutes. I'm looking forward to this. Pauline, thank you very much for coming on. How are you today?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I couldn't be happier. I'm living my life doing what I love to do. I came over from Sweden to do it here in California. I wanted to do with Arnold. I saw Arnold on the cover of a magazine. I was 17. I was starving myself. I was going to be a foreign correspondent. I was studying for 6 languages. I was really, actually, I was attending a school where you have to have special credentials or something, like you're a really good student, but my motivation was to move away from home after 15 so I could starve and nobody's in my business. That was my agenda. But then I walked on that day, February 20th, 1999, 17, I walked by a magazine store and I see Arnold on the cover, and that was just my 180 turn. I'm like, that's my life. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna go to America. That's my way. Because I had this essence since I was 5 years old. I saw the skyline of Los Angeles, and I just like, that is my arena. I just knew it, and I didn't know where I was gonna go, but that is. It was nothing but Hollywood, nothing about being a movie star. I know that is where I'm gonna go and do my thing.
You just wanted to come to America.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for having me on this podcast to spread my gospel around.
Oh, I love this. So listen, I'm just going to go over your bio real quick. Fighterdiet online community, philosophy that was founded by you, world-renowned nutritionist, personal trainer, biggest loser coach. You provide workouts, diets, support groups for females, and you just have this incredible community that you have developed over the decades, and you helped hundreds of thousands of females. I was part of your community when you were working with males back in the day. So the philosophy is to overeat, to avoid overeating. What is that? What does that mean?
So we are it's hilarious this way. I go to a doctor's facility.
Mm-hmm.
And here, which about the who can do diet and so on, it's very interesting that when you are a medical doctor, you are a god in our society. It doesn't matter if you have a beer gut and not living what you preach, but you have the credentials. That's all that matters. People just care about titles. They don't even double check it. Now, when you have that and you go into, let's say, nutrition, you're going to have like the biggest boss in the industry. Nobody's going to say, you are God. So what happens then is that when I go to these facilities that are supposed to be really like the latest edge of the state of the art, that have done, they go through research and they have experimental, they do everything is like right there. But what they do, when I come there and I see that they're promoting fasting, extended fasting, water fasting, juice fasting, they sell that for 5 days and explain then that they're manipulating the data that the patients are not aware of by acute changes that, of course, if you fast, if you don't eat, triglycerides will drop naturally. That's just a normal mechanism. It's not based on the fasting. And then, because they want to see how fast you can lose water weight so that they get a good review, and the patient doesn't understand the difference. They're desperate. They want to see a change, and they think that the doctor wants their best. The doctor has no clue of what works, what doesn't, how do you actually lose 200 pounds without raping the body with a gastric bypass surgery you don't need, and it's going to actually be bad because you're going to be malnourished. You can train hard, you can build strong body if you can't even nourish yourself, because the training will tear you down. The nutrition and the repair is building up, and your mindset about that. So what the world has done, in my opinion, is that they're giving gods to like God status for medical doctors who people go to get nutritional counseling or advice for weight loss. Now the doctor would say lap band because that is going to give you a really good before and after. Now we all know size matters, and women know all about that. And here's the thing: this tiny meals you're gonna put in your body is gonna have you to be constipated. It's gonna be malnourished. You're gonna think that just because you're not hungry now you're gonna be healthy. And so I feel like the whole world, with doctors writing on this about fasting, that is scientifically something now. Because I'm gonna tell you what I think about the fasting. I mean, I can't wait for this. But sorry.
I was told that you're just going to go. I love this. Yeah, keep just go.
All right, great. So I talk about diet prison and diet paradise, and I feel like everyone is just happily choosing to be in their diet prison for life because they're in a culture that everyone is pretending that there's some kind of weird secret or weird phenomenon why we're so fat that we're sitting and we're dying by choice. We're basically like this. We think it's weird that we are so obese because we're eating for 10 people, but we don't know it. Why? Because the food marketing and the food industry has triggered all your senses of human organism, what makes you happy. That is sugary, crunchy, salty, fast, easy to eat, you don't even feel full, and it's accessible, it's everywhere, and you don't even have to pay for it, you don't have to work for it, it's cheap. And then here comes the funny thing. We're gonna pay tax money or whatever funds from big pharma to find the holy grail, the motivation pill in bottle, and they all lose the whole point because they forget about what matters in diet. It's not the acute changes in water. It's not that you can stop starving, because everyone knows we all are good at just willpower. We can just be, we don't eat, okay, all the good fasting levels, all blood markers look good on paper. The doctor's happy, said this works. But the problem is not eating, because everyone knows how to do that for some time. I mean, we are evolution, come on. Why are we thrifty with our metabolism? Because we have learned how to starve and then make sure we see each feast coming our way. So we make sure we are increasing as much fat starch as we can. So when you know that, you come into this industry, you see how ridiculous it is that everyone just looks at like this big cloud in the way.
Right.
The problem is not the fasting, because everyone can do that. What happens after when you're hungry? And here comes the even funnier thing. Everyone knows how are you after you're hungry. It's not like this. I'm going to be sensible about how I'm eating. I'm going to have a moderate serving. No, you're going to have this. When you start eating, hunger goes up. It amplifies. Because now your whole body and your mind and the fastest are like, wait, we don't know when it's going to come next. So what you do by fasting, you're setting yourself up for having a diet tsunami wave, what I'm talking about. And what I mean by diet tsunami waves is the yo-yo dieting of starving, can't keep yourself together, but the whole world tells you that you should just have willpower, control yourself, look sexy in a little dress, be okay starving your whole life as a woman for tiny meals that you can never be happy about, and still smile and be happy. Of course women are going to be becoming bitches who want to have a little tiny body that is, this is sexy, this is attractive, this is what all men want, and all your girlfriends gonna admire you. But you hate your life, you hate your body, you stuff yourself in secret, come out, and then you wonder what's wrong with you. So I'm meaning that you gotta wake up and see. And all this is diet culture. So I feel a Fighterdiet fights a diet culture that nobody wants, because apparently all women are okay starving, hating their life, and be constipated because they can't eat, never having just stuff herself, go to bed, eat in sweats, and then wake up lean and just, wow, I'm strong to build. That's what I do, because I don't live this to just be like some kind of sex toy for men. I don't care about how attractive I am for all men. I don't need to be just a Barbie doll. So I want all women to kind of wake up and just see, like, what are you doing with your life? What is this kind of Barbie doll mindset? And what does that tell all your daughters?
Well, what happens is that there's this thing that came out of the 70s and 80s in America, the way that a woman should be, and the way that, thin and frail and so forth. So, you're just like, bashing that. You're just destroying that. So tell us, what do you think about fasting? No good, right?
Well, so here's what I think. Fasting works if you understand that what the problem is, the afterlife after fasting. Like I talk about the afterlife of diet. Like everyone is motivated for some time. And everyone who comes into me believe their own motivation. They don't see through their own manipulation in their mind. They don't know their mind because they're not masters of their mind. And I always say that there are no strong bodies created under supervision of weak minds. Because master your mind, you're going to master the body. And everyone says it and they want to know it, but they just are full of their own lies and myths. Every woman and every man believes they have control over their mind. But let's just say this. Focus on just your breath for 1 minute to see how fast you distract the thought about what you're going to do next. This is boring. Because your intellect wants to just be, hello, see me, all the time. So then, if you put yourself on a diet, already there, your diet is already there going to be what your mind says, wait, what are we doing here? Are we controlled? Why are we going to do this? No, we have to have all options. Who told you this? So we go back on our own. Like I say this one day, this is women and this is everyone on a diet. I'm going to say, I am going to go on a diet because I have to lose weight. Now we have a control problem. We have another thing, the rebellion. Now your other mind is like, wait, why? We want to eat because human nature wants to be happy and fat and health and not really do anything, just lay and, you know, poke your belly button and eat. I mean, that's what you're supposed to be and not have stress.
Mhm.
That's the perfect idea for our human organism for thrive. But that's what happens in America, right? Look at us. We're so fat that we have now made it so our lifespan is less than in the third development countries because we have made evolution like what evolution wants, which is like maximize energy availability and just have sex, reproduce, be happy, and then go die before you're too old because we don't need you after 30, right? So, I mean, seriously, so that's how it is. And then people think like, is there a problem? Do you think it's weird? You know, we have just
Right.
created that environment, and you become a product of the environment. So like, if you don't want to be so fat, like, how can you not have respect for your body? That's how I see it. Because I'm not body shaming, but people tell me like, oh, how can you be so mean? Like, no, I'm mind shaming.
Mhm.
Who is
Right.
abusing a body like a trash can? What does it say about you who use your body like you can just stuff for 10 people and then you're gonna complain about the consequences? You're gonna tell your heart that is there something wrong with your heart because it gets exploding, bombarded by insulin and cholesterol and lipids and high triglycerides? And you are gonna say there's something wrong with that, and then later they're gonna come to me with like I usually compare my rescue plants that I replant them. I say this is what my body's like this, my body's crap. That's what they tell me because
Right.
they have their bodies manifest what they actually are choosing day after day and done for decades. But now they woke up to reality and saw that their body's not as sexy looking that they want. And
Mhm.
here comes another thing I've noticed about women when I study human nature. Women are the shallowest people in the whole world because women are treating their body like it's just supposed to be a sex object and that's all.
Mhm.
So that if it doesn't look like they do in Playboy magazines, it can't be like that in any angle at any time during the whole day, no matter what, then the woman thinks this is not true, my body is this bad and I am not going to do this. So they like do these kind of ultimatums about if I don't achieve my goal on 5 days while I have abused my body for 30 decades, you know, then I'm going to quit. So it's
Right.
like, who do you think you are? You have no leverage over your body if you don't follow. You are your body's assistant. You have to ask your body now, what can you do? How can I benefit? How can I support you so you can actually be my vehicle for all those dreams I say I want to do? I need a
Mhm.
body, I need a vehicle. So now treat your body like that. That is what I want to take. So the fat empowerment, in my opinion, about this is completely confused about what it's already talking about. We're not
Mhm.
talking about that it should be it's healthy version lifestyle to be overweight, which we know that's bullshit. What is matters is that you want to eat and be happy and satisfied and not be blamed that you don't have the body everyone said that is not true. That's another issue. I've been body shamed my whole life. I have more muscle than women want to have and I'm not
Mhm.
supposed to have. I'm leaner because it's diet and lifestyle induced. Well, I made that on my own discipline. How can that be something? I'm bashed all the time that I'm not looking this. I should look like that. I should be a
Mhm.
model. If I change my body this way, I'm going to be more marketable. Everyone forgets who I am. Like, I'm not doing this to look good for you. I'm just sharing. I have a really powerful method that can take you to
Mhm.
achieve your dreams, but you have to understand to keep things realistic and start to work for it. So it's basically like sometimes I wonder why women are we are kind of bearing ourselves our what we have self-worth by
Mhm.
putting our expiration after 20. And
Mhm.
honestly, I tell these women, like, I didn't have my dream body sculpted until I was like 35, 37. I got really up to my level. So I spent around 15 years of pure dedication to overwin my demons. Still took me a long time. If I said what you do every other day, guess where I would be? Not in America, because you would not buy the magazine with me on the cover if I didn't do what I have to do to become the Pauline Nordin you see with diet and training as a lifestyle, not a project.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're giving females self-esteem and self-respect.
Yeah.
You're changing their lifestyle because I can tell you when I'm dealing with my patients, yes, you're going to lose weight and all of that, but I'm giving you self-respect because what you said before is very important, that it took decades to get to where you're at and you've abused your body. You didn't have self-respect for your body. Now, all of a sudden, you want 3 days. You want that diet where I'm going to lose 50 pounds in a month or something, lose 30 and 30 or something like that. And you can be like Pauline, and you can have the physicality and so forth and so on. It doesn't work that way at all, right?
No, it doesn't, because so here's another thing. I like how I feel my role is where in the diet culture, which I'm trying to completely destroy, have such a good night with the fighter, because it takes the mindset of a fighter, that's where it came from and so on. But
I
now
was
I
going to
realize,
say, how'd you get the name Fighter Diet,
yeah,
right?
the mindset of a fighter means discipline, dedication, perseverance, that you can't just give
Hmm.
up. The fight keeps going. The fight isn't over until the life is over. So for me, like like the diet culture is all project based. Like people they see a body, this is what they want, and they
Hmm.
think it's some kind of commodity that you can pay a price. You don't have to really work that hard. It's like you like an exercise routine rather than a training program. So there's a language barrier between what I do is body mind building, and people don't like bodybuilding because it has been druggy industry. That's why I'm saying, like, yeah, I get it, because I've always felt I'm an outsider because I don't subscribe to that mentality. I'm not
Hmm.
part of the community who wants to abuse my body. Do you think that I would do all this and try to maintain? I wouldn't be able to maintain if I built that super fit like in the wrong way, because I love that. What you build falsely, you lose instantly.
Hmm.
So I try to make people fall in love with fitness life, because I say this: the only way. So you know what the secret of fitness life is? Like, no, is it eat to train and know how to do it? Like, yeah. uh, it's actually to fall in love with it. You have to love it, because if you love the routine, what you have to do every day, that is what keeps you on the right rhythm, and that is the lifeline for everything else in your life. So you have to consider it. It's not supposed to be your life. It's supposed to be a part of your life, because not everyone. And here comes another thing. I tell women, you have to wake up to reality. You are not fitness models who have to have the butt on a cover with no cellulite and there's no Photoshop or whatever. That's not your life. You have 5 children, you have 2 jobs, you want to be healthy there for your children, you want to see grandchildren. Know your life, right? So, because
Right.
otherwise, why do you have to be naked all the time? Seriously, I walk around in sweats. You see me because I see my life, so I like to show what is fitness life. Do you think I walk around here looking like I'm supposed to have sex any moment of my life? Because
Yeah, you know, you don't have to look like Marilyn Monroe every
no,
second of every day,
exactly.
right?
Like I wonder sometimes, like women, like it's 2022. When are you gonna stop living to please men? I'm not saying that you do, but you're gonna please more men by standing up for what you want to do. Like stop telling men like this, for instance. Why are women creating myths about women and present that to men, right?
Hmm.
Like men, and I hear this in my community. A lot of women like, oh, men are this, men are that. Like no, as I say, wait. No, you are the ones, because you are bad. You are body shaming men. You know how many women say this? He's not manly. He should be buffer. He should be stronger. Oh, you look like a girl. When I
Right.
hear that, I'm like, wait, this is not on my watch, because I'm not about gender. What do you have between your legs? LGBTQ, B, or whatever it's called, buff. It stands the B for me, because I've always heard that I'm not woman. And you know what I hear this? I hear this a lot. It's not feminine to eat big. You should be this. You should be happy to be starving. You should eat tiny meat, like slender, sensible. I'm like,
Right.
if it's feminine to starve and just smile and hate your life and just say, "Am I good enough?" Always wait for validation from your whole world. I call that like. Then I don't want to be female. That is weak. That is not what I want to
Right.
be. And don't tell the world that is supposed to be what you are. Then we're back in 17th century.
And not only that, but to eat like that is just so unhealthy to begin with,
Yeah.
right?
And
Because
yeah.
not only are we selling self-esteem and self-respect, we're selling health, because you have to
Yeah.
be the best version of yourself. You
Yeah.
have to be healthy. So what I'm hearing is you take it from at least a two-pronged approach so far. So you look at it from a physical aspect where you're working out, you're nourishing your body, you're fueling your body, right? And you're also working on mindset, and you're also working in between the ears. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so mindset is definitely everything. So in order to build muscle, and I'm not saying just like basic. If you never built muscle, now you're gonna do it. Yeah, lift heavy, eat good, you're good. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's it. But I'm talking about everything that comes after that. So I love everything that has like you've lived your whole life, now you want to do fitness life. How are you gonna do that? Like I love everything that is not perfect. I love everything that is everyone says you can't do it, you're too old, you haven't lifted before, you've been overweight, or you can never achieve 100% of fitness models.
Hmm.
body, so now you can just say, screw that, I'm gonna go and die and forget about everything because apparently I don't need a body, so I can just die. You know, people are all or nothing. Sometimes I wonder, do you want to actually solve your problems or you just want to debate it? Because I have no time for drama or debating if you don't want to solve. I'm a problem solver. I change horrible lifestyle into a happy lifestyle. I love my fitness life. That's my skill. So when it comes to these of training and mindset, it's very important to be realistic about expectations and your
Hmm.
own dedication, because there's a huge gap between that.
Right.
Women in particular are trained by social media in particular and fitness magazines, mainstream magazines, that you should tone, you should have higher repper, you should have fat burning creams, you should have sweet sweat, you should have water fasted weights, you should do fasted cardio, you shouldn't, I mean, all the crap stuff that doesn't matter in the end of the day. And then they do all that and get overwhelmed and wonder why they can't do it. Say, because you need to keep it simple. You have to remember what matters or not. So what I do is I break it down into things like how do you actually use your mind in order to make sure that you stay motivated?
Right.
Because there's two ways to fuel your dedication. First, willpower. Lasts for a little while. Acute is more like a quick fix. It can be really good in, let's say, in very you have to make a decision right now and stick to it, or you can have some kind of hold on to, like, let's say you know you're going to eat down the road or at the end of the day, so you can hold on to discipline until you have a good meal.
Hmm.
That's willpower. It works really well for a little time. The problem with willpower that it stops when your organism, your whole body, especially fat cells, communicate to your brain and tells you if she doesn't start eating, she's gonna die. The problem here is that your fat cells in your brain have no idea that you want to look like a fitness model. It doesn't care, okay? For your brain and your fat cells think that a fitness model would be the same as starvation, you're dead. Because
Hmm.
a lean body is what you're, if it was starvation for real, your body thinks like, oh crap, she's gonna die any moment. Because in your body's perception, the more fat you got, the better. So you have just, it's like we're fooling our body system. It's so
Right.
unfair because the evolution has made our bodies able to survive starvation. And as a woman, I would be really happy, trust me, even if I have my lofty fitness models ambitions, knowing that if shit hits the fan and I don't have food, I do want to survive as long as I can. I want to have a slow metabolism. So I feel that we are blaming now what we have created by our dedication, right? Like, we have made it so we have food. That is really good success. But now we have to regulate ourselves, and we are not good at that. So I teach people how to actually think before you act, to actually ask your mind about, wait, didn't you say this moment that you want, this is all you want to work for? You want this goal. But how can you now say that you want to eat all the cupcakes you have here? You want to eat 10 cupcakes, which you have been doing for years, which has not created that body what you want to have now.
Hmm.
Let me ask you, as an intelligent, if you're gonna respect your intelligence and your reasoning,
Hmm.
rational thinking, how are you gonna explain then that you're gonna keep on eating the same cupcakes you've been eating? That makes you as far out from that fitness body, made you obese, unhealthy, diabetes. You have done all those things that that the world says,
Hmm.
oh, this is like, we don't know what's wrong. Well, you're doing everything that makes a body unsick by choice, lifestyle, food, non-activity. Then ask me, how does that make sense? How are those cupcakes going to do that? If you keep doing the same you've been doing, that makes you sick, unhealthy, hate your body and hate your life, and depressed, and on drugs, how is that going to change? Like,
Doesn't change. What happens is that it perpetuates it
yeah,
more and more. So now you're eating more of that processed
yeah,
foods. Now you're eating more of that because actually there was a study that was done, Mayo Clinic proceedings 2 or 3 years ago, where they were looking at processed foods in Spain, and the diets, all over the world are changing. And like you had said before, they taste good, they're palatable, they're affordable, and they're available. They're all over the place.
yeah.
But that doesn't fuel your body. That doesn't bring you to where you want to be. So you're not only working on the physical aspect of their body, you're working on the mental aspect because you have to change the way that they think. so that they can get. Go ahead. You raised your hand.
So I have to do that when I say something because I forget, because I have so many, I have a lot of passion about this. Because
Yes, you do.
so,
Awesome. It's really refreshing and great.
yeah. So the thing is that too, that like I said, my angle is I know everyone knows how to diet, how to train, and all that. Everyone says the same thing. So then I call them out. So why didn't you keep doing that then? Crickets, crickets, crickets. Because everyone forget the whole thing. You get distracted. You start to forget about your goal. You find other things, because that's how the human brain is. It wants something new, funny, shiny, shiny object every day. It wants the new distraction. And if you don't see through that, you're gonna be hooked and addicted to new. You need a new kick. It's like you're the worst kind of heroin addict, but for new things that make you happy this moment. And then here's another thing. People don't understand that there's a reason why I say stop snacking. You don't need to be hooked up to life support if you don't have a meal every 2 hours. That's how you get fat. Learn how to actually see, oh, I'm hungry. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna die. Get used to it. So it's like when people say, oh my God, I don't know, I feel so uncomfortable, I feel hungry. Yeah, get used to your feelings. You're a human. You have to understand that just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. And
That's
let
right.
me take you a really good example in this country. Everyone's gonna hate me for this, so I'm gonna take it. So
Go
let's
for
say
it.
it like this. I hate my job, and I live in a state where you have a gun. Okay, so I'm gonna go there, and now someone pissed me off. So there's no gun control, and that is my right. Should I just go and shoot people because I feel like it? No, I have to control myself. I have to think, what is the consequence if I do this? Is it something I want to have in my life? What is going to happen to other people? What is its message? And then take an informed decision. But no, people don't want to do that, because so what happens is people don't want to even discuss what they do when they're not motivated. So I come like, let's talk about that moment. What did you eat when you weren't motivated? Because I know, been there, done that, so I can tell them everything I've eaten, and I wasn't. Then nobody wants to own up to that. Of course, no, I never eat anything of that. That's how you treat. That's how you have created this myth in the diet culture, where everyone wants to believe because everyone likes that truth, which is completely false. Apparently, a lot of people are saying that you can override science and become fat from what you never eat. Yeah, that's what people say. And then they tell me this, well, I don't eat that much. I believe you, because here's the thing. I have gone to McDonald's now in my book, and I wrote it out how you can actually. Oh yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I'm totally. I know where you're going with this, and I love this.
So I showed in my latest, like, this is a book for my current channel. So just, I'm not writing these long books because people don't even want to read what they say is all they have passion for. And I know how I treat what I have passion for. I make it my only priority of life. That's why I'm here in America, not in Sweden. Because you can't just come to America because you want to. Trust me, you have to have special talent. So I had to fill a position that America said I don't have an American to do it. And that's why I'm here, fighting the diet culture that put everyone to beats around the whole world. And I'm embarrassed to me, an American by choice, that we have made that is our legacy to the world, to make everyone so fat you're gonna die. And then also people are starving in other countries. And here too, because we have such segregation between that. It's horrible. Anyway, so in this book then I made a McDonald's menu where I show that no matter how you put the calorie budget, because here's come another thing. People want to take out nutrition, that you actually have to think to look at food, because people want to eat what is designed chemically, that doesn't give you any flatulence, that doesn't make you feel full, that doesn't make any digestion, that has no thermic effect of food at all, because it's so easy to eat. It's like this. You can take a 1,500 calorie meal that is like a budget calorie budget to get lean for a woman and to have a normal body ideal. And that's another thing that people hate, that I say stick to the calorie budget, because everyone wants to be so special that they want to have a 1623 calorie range. Like, that's not a budget range. That is a number that if 1 calorie go off from your little calculation, you're gonna flip out and think that, oh, I wasn't perfect, oh,
Right.
nothing, I'm gonna quit and go over again. Now I'm just gonna have one last extra cheat, binge eating, and then go over. I'm never gonna do it again. And everyone believes that you wake up fatter again, and the same cycle continues. So I show that now in your calorie control, even if you stick to the calorie budget I put you on, going by McDonald's, you are already in the wrong environment. McDonald's doesn't want you to be healthy. They're gonna lose your money, okay? They want you to be addicted to that taste, that you sit there in the drive-thru. It's horrible. I want to go there like, hey, why are you eating this? Your body deserves better. Don't treat your body like that. And then, but I'm the body shamer. No, like, I'm the operator face shamer. Like, I want to question what you do with your talent. For me, your body is the only investment of your life you should make.
Right.
Okay, your body. So then I show them that no matter how you stick to calories, you're gonna be too low in protein, you're gonna have no nutrition, you're gonna have too much fat, too much carbs, no
Mhm.
fiber. Of course, you're gonna get constipated, but you're gonna be flat in your
Right.
belly. And women love to have a flat belly. It's so strange because, but they get stuck, but they have no problem feeling so, being fat. So it's like, I'm trying to kind of teach women about this is a natural diet. It's gonna be a little gas. You're gonna have gas. It's actually a sign that your gut is having the good digestive enzymes that are proven behind studies that are protecting you from
Right.
cancer. That this thing that you say, oh, I don't like to eat cabbage because it gives me gas. Yes, sulforaphane and other things are protecting your cells. They are taking away excess estrogen that is produced in all the fat cells, and estrogen is great in a normal amount because it's a beauty hormone. It makes you young. You don't want to have too little, and that's menopause. That's aging. You can correct that if you want to by maintaining. That's not the issue here. The issue is that you forget that a natural healthy diet will produce enzymes, and if we eat vegetables, which you should, and I'm like a massive amount of vegetables in my diet, and people say that is not normal. Like, don't go for normal portion America. Okay, stop that. What happens is that you're gonna have
Right.
some gas because the gut has a bacteria, produces the gas because they're dealing with all the stuff in the intestine. That's how you don't get colon cancer, ladies. So let me ask you this. Can you just accept and then start to change the world to just say, I want to have this? You say, like someone like let's say, oh, okay, that happens. Let's open up the windows. Stop being princesses. Everyone release a fart now. It's not the end of the world. But that's what women are. They want to be fartless. They want to be this. So what the only diet you
Proper.
can
They want to be proper. They want to be
exactly.
proper.
A proper would be a diet that makes you sick, fat, unhealthy, but you're gonna have no gas, and you're gonna have cavity problem because you're gonna have sugar. And that's another thing. The world tells you, well, it's natural sugar. Brown sugar isn't healthy. Honey is great in some way, but it's not a health food. In order to be a health food, you would have to eat so much, you're going to get fat from it. So keep it in perspective and keep the real thing in focus.
Yeah, you know what? This is great. You have such a passion for this. I love it. And this is a great conversation. I think I have to have you on like once every 4 to 6 weeks just to settle everybody, Pauline,
Yeah,
to
I
really be honest with you.
I rather
Because
do this. I rather do this like this because I'm live every day, Monday to Friday, and I'm like this. Okay, so I'm viral, and I rather come in with short time and regularly so you can get to know me because, like you said, like I have so much. There's no way. There was one of my clients, and she says when she came on to me, she's overweight and she wants to change her life, and I like, oh, I love when people actually want to learn. But there's one thing: the really intelligent people can be a little too much of. They want to learn everything and then start like, no, because you will never learn everything. You're going to relearn everything over and over. And so you have to have an open mind. Every day I go to bed, it's like I have emptied myself and then I come up with open mind, now I have new. And like, that's what I do every day and everyone has to do the same. But she said it was like drinking from a fire hydrant. And I felt so embarrassed because like, yeah, I get it. I have to portion myself out because I know I'm so intense. I get so tired of myself. And I tell them every day, like, I have this almost like every day I open up to them and I go and talk and I solve a problem. I'm there for them to motivate because I know I need to be there to kick them in the butt, mental butt too. I said, do you realize, can we all agree and just accept here that I know I have a lot coming my way. I don't expect anyone to absorb and attend. But just, I always over deliver, and it's just the way I am. I cannot do yes or no answers because what I do is real the big existential questions pretty much.
you know what? You're just dropping all of these truth bombs, and people need to learn, and they don't understand the consequences of their actions, especially when it comes to diet and when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to food. There's so many so-called experts that are out there, like you said before, no matter who they are, and they're in everybody's ears. They may have a great right. They may have a great marketing campaign in order to bring in people, but yield minimal types of results. And to pass gas and to have a bowel movement is important.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an abnormal situation. You have to have a healthy bowel movement. When I'm dealing with the new patient, Pauline, I always ask them one of the first questions, and they say to me, well, Dr. Dan, you're a chiropractor and you're a nutritionist, right? Yeah. Why are you asking me about my poop?
Yeah. Did you have a poop this week? Yeah.
I say to them, how many times a day? Does it float? Does it sink? What does it do? What does it look like? And they look at me, they go, I never thought that you would even be discussing this with me, let alone asking a question about this. They said, no, no, no. Your gut is extremely important in your health journey, no matter who you are and no matter what it is, correct?
Yeah. And you know, it's hilarious too because people tell me things like this, and I know it comes just from, let's say, when I'm telling what people say, I understand why they're saying it, but I have to call it out, right? Because there's so much myths that we have to debunk because everyone believes in this. So I'm just a case in point. Jason Fung, he has a medical doctor. He's obsessed about insulin. He's not lean at all. He's probably overweight by now because he's doing his own water fasting products. The reason why I know about him because before I quit all social media because I felt like I can't be part of this toxic environment to see what everyone wants to talk about, making drama about what is I call it luxury problems, which is like privileges, is being on a diet. If you have any time in your life to think about your body, how it looks, you are already spoiled brat just like me because we live in a really good way that we are not threatened by life because you would eat whatever's in your face then. So just know your audience, right? Like if you are gonna make it into, oh my God, my life is a mess. I couldn't put my waist belt on today because I stuffed myself yesterday because I couldn't keep my willpower. I'm gonna go on a cleanse now, and then everyone's gonna do it. I feel like eating disorders 101, and all our opponents, and apparently they're doctors and dorks. So this Jason Fung, the way that I want to connect with that is that he's an insulin doctor who says that, well, his theory is all this, that if you control your insulin, which is stupid about this thing, he has made insulin, which is the most anabolic hormone of them all, beyond testosterone, which is why I want women to kind of embrace the good part of that, not make it another, oh, so it wasn't the carb, okay, it wasn't the fat, okay, so now we're going to make insulin the kind of the ghost right now.
It's like the new dirty word, right?
Yeah, exactly. So everyone thinks that if you just quit the carbs and you do fasting and then be sensible eating, which we know you're not gonna be anyway. If you had no problem being willpower, you wouldn't need to fast. Like people get over yourself. Like can you actually see what is the problem and then solve that? Not have a new kind of. It's almost like this. How many charades are we gonna do? And you're gonna focus like are we gonna? It's like fake news. It's like this. Okay, so we have this Christ over here now. Okay, no, wait. Let's put this on CNN. Let's scare them out of their pants right now. Let's just shit the pants now about this a little bit. Let's do that for 3 hours, and then we're gonna go back. That's what they do with diet and all things you have to know, how much you have to track, what can go wrong in your body. They're kind of like, do you know what's going on cellular level? And it's just, so why should we try to control what we can't control? I mean, shouldn't we instead try to prevent disaster and like take care about it and kind of say, okay, we know we're gonna die from something, right? So let's make ourselves the best we can to secure what we can because we can't control death. But that's what the world is telling about diet culture. So Jason found that he sends me about a lot of clients that are trying his stuff and then get tired, get fatter and fatter, get the consequences from doing that. So they have all the disease that they still have. They're fatter than ever, right? They come to me and they want to change their life, and they see me. I'm like a new guru that they want to believe is, oh, the angel in the world. I'm gonna save their life without them having to think. So they make me into this. They fall in love with me a little bit, and they think I'm gonna solve all the problems because I'm in life now. They're unstoppable. Great, I'm flattered. I know it's not true, so I tell them. But anyway. So as long as they are romantic, like they're all hooked on me and my addict, which is even, a little crush here, they're good. They're on the roll. But then that moment comes when they're alone again and they have to apply what I say. They're not interested. They fall back to what is like almost like their false abuse where they feel like they are terrified, they're destroying, but they are addicted to that little highlight of when you fall for the temptations and just one more stuff with the ice cream, chocolate, pizza, ice cream, french fries, tacos, just one more Labor Day, one other Memorial weekend, whatever, you're just gonna start. And if it's a Monday on the 1st of the January and it falls on a Monday and it's the 1st of a 1st, I mean, it's all the stars are lined up, you're gonna be successful. So then come to me, then this happens. They are working it, but they go back. They're so brainwashed about that they keep on the fasting. They want to do water fasting. They are terrified about eating and then go work out. No, it has to be fasted. I tell them, but that is not working. So they keep on reiterating. Then they have groups. They have under this doctor, they have groups, weight loss circles, where they are like eating disorders doing his medical approved shit. And I'm like, how can they get away with it? While I don't have a medical doctor's degree, I'm not allowed to say anything. I'm not allowed to do medical advice, but I have hypothyroidism, and I tell everyone, stop doing that. You have a thyroid disease and you cannot override that with lifestyle. You can't. You have another. The thyroid is not a problem. You are not. I'm fat because I'm thyroid. No, you don't have a diet problem. You have a lifestyle problem. You have a choice problem. That's your problem, okay? Let's deal with that. So medical doctors for me, it's just, I'm sorry. I wish I loved them, but you have pissed me off so many times. The whole medical doctor, because like you said, they are not about nutrition. And when a doctor sits with a beer gut and he sells water fasting and he has only that and he can get away with it and there's nobody suing him, I'm not saying it's the same problem in the world, just like Bang Energy, where everyone thinks it's a creatine. It's been sued. It's been there. There's no creatine. There's no patent of creatine. Get over yourself. And guess what? When I tell this, who is still buying that bull? Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Listen, you and I are on the same page. Lifestyle changes, positive lifestyle changes, both mentally and physically. Yeah. Because I find myself more, I'm not a therapist or anything, but I'm kind of a cheerleader. And I gotta, you have to motivate, you gotta educate, you gotta inspire people to be something different. Because if you don't, they do have a tendency to fail. And everybody fails on a program. But that's why you and I are here, in order to guide them along so that the next, okay, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean that. I mean, just I have a thing, like when I don't want to.
Yeah, so what happens is that we're here to, like you said, to teach you so that you learn something new, something different. We're breaking the norms.
So you know how I see that, because exactly, very important. I told people too that I have to. My sister's an opera singer, and I was trained in classical singer like from 4 to 17. So like I have to protect my voice, but I get so loud. Like I try to slow myself down, but I get so. This is my passion. Like you can see, like I can't. If I could portion this into a pill and sell that to the world, we would have no. So here's the thing. My whole life mission is about defat America. That is my thing. Like I'm here. My goal is to live to 105. So I want to be one racing person who's like one of those out joggers who are so slow you don't know if they're shaking or standing still, but they're still out there. Don't come up. Like when I see that, like that's me. And a little dog, like that's what I want to be. I'm not about looking sexy in Playboy centerfold, and then all the men are gonna say, "Oh, I would love to spray her face." Like that is not at all. I couldn't care less. I have no of those. The only thing I want to spend my life on is to make my vision with my Fighterdiet Warriors and all that thing. So here's the thing about what I want to change, what I'm trying to really make. There would be no way I would be doing this if I didn't love what I do. I had a big appetite when I started. I've always loved to eat. I love food. I'm really good at training really hard because I'm a hard worker. I can work, so I can outwork myself really hard. I can't out-train a diet, so that's why Fighterdiet came along. But so I had to solve that. Like that was my catch-22. How do you actually get lean? How do you build muscle? How do you get lean? And how do you actually love it? How do you not get hungry all the time? That's how I prevent overeating by overeating, because I realized if you are not hungry, you have solved the problem with diets. Hunger is the killer, because when you get hungry, your fat sets, your brain, everything's going to stop you because it thinks you're going to starve. And if it thinks you're going to starve, you are going to die. If there's emergency, you're going to die, guess what? You want to feel you're going to hungry, so it's a mechanism of make sure that you don't die. It's a safety mechanism. So you don't accidentally train too hard at the gym and eat Fighterdiet, and then you just had a six-pack and you went die. I mean, that's what the world would be if you didn't have appetite control regulations. So trust me, it's good for survival. If you want to survive, it's good to kind of know that if there's famine, if you don't have food, your metabolism is going to adapt. You're going to drop down, and then when you eat again, it's going to go up. But just so this is good. I'm trying to teach women to kind of understand that what you want from a diet is to actually have the one that you fall in love with. So my first question to people, you have to think diet like this. It's your fueling system for everything you want to do with your life. It's the gasoline, and it's going to be gas or fat if you sit in a car all day. Gasoline with LEAN is to choose the diet that's going to present your profile. So I ask, what do you love to eat? That's my number one question. So then I say, go and download my app so we have all the recipes. Because you are supposed to create your dream meal plan. So you want to be excited about waking up. But that's not possible. Oh, it is on Fighterdiet, so trust me. So that's when you love what you eat. Now imagine this, how things are just paradigm shift. If you wake up and you are excited about what you eat and the food is just making you healthier, leaner, stronger, happier, all the things that you thought is the end of a diet, like that is not going to come from a diet because we know diet is death, right? For me, diet is paradise. For everyone else, it's prison. And I'm trying to take the prisoners out there who don't know that the door is open out from the prison to paradise. You just don't see it. You're like blocked in the corner trying to fight the corner there. But like the door is open, gateway open, just get out of there. It's free.
Yep.
But you have to take the leap of faith to actually get rid of your control because you want to be so police. So then I
Right.
say, now you have a menu. Try it. Try to not overcomplicate. Just follow what you love to eat. Be excited because when you keep on doing what you love, you become what you love. So you become, so when everyone says, well, love is the answer, it's true. Because when you get successful, you are naturally driven to do
Right.
what you love to do. If you do what you love loves you back, or whatever you say. I forget that all the time. So when you eat what you love, you're gonna end up you're gonna get more of what you love. And the more if you love what you do, it's easy to do it. When it's easy to do it, you keep doing it. And when you keep doing it in fitness, especially anything you want to master or build, you get success and you can do it and you understand why, because it's lifestyle. So I say it's so simple if you can just open up your mind.
Right. Yes.
If you love that, and if you then can love it and also know that this whole thing of always wanting pleasure, if you only went for pleasure, you wouldn't have anything to compare it to. You need to
Right.
understand the other side. We are dualistic, kind of how we think in our main. You have everything to compare. We all love and hate. You have to have both, okay? Pain and pleasure, we have to have both. So what
Right.
I'm teaching people is to put the right kind of cycle, the rhythm. I say, well, you have to dance tango with your body and your mind. So body mind builders are what my Fighterdiet Warriors become. And I teach them to actually embrace what is life about and then put it into fitness routine. Study your own mind, study your own body. Be in yourself, learn and see all the fun that is when you're actually studying this. And that is why I tell people that you have to be like regimented and disciplined and find a way, and then actually understand that you're never going to get out of it until you're dead, because that is how it is. It's like music. We have to enjoy it, we listen to it. And Alan Watts is one of my favorite psychologists, psychotherapists, and he says something so good. Life is like music, and if you think about it, if it's always about playing like the best way, or the only way to do it is the best way, the fastest musicians, because they got to the end fastest.
Right.
Like that's not how it is. No, we want to have the up and down, the different rhythms, and go with it. It's like flow. When you think about life like that, it's up and downs, fitness, anything else, and it's parallel. You see that you want to have all the flavors of life, and just know to become bigger, stronger, more, to conquer all those different things. That's how you reach your highest level, and physique and mind, and that's what I'm all about, mind and body.
That is great. And with that, we have about 3 minutes left. You see how fast it goes?
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. So
I told you I could be on live TV all the day long and never have anything not, so I get so tired. So when I'm done here, I don't talk for the rest of the whole day, just I get so tired of stuff.
I think we're going to have you back on. That's what I think,
Yeah.
and we're going to have to continue on with this.
Yeah.
So tell us, how can people find you? What tell us about the challenge? You have a challenge going now. When's the next challenge? What's going on with that?
And the next challenge is called FD7, and it's open up as, and I think the admission is up now. It starts in May, or maybe, since here's the thing, I'm a lifestyle person and
Mhm.
Warriors continue. So for me, it's like these deadlines and start. For me, it's projects. I'm like, wait, for me, it doesn't matter. You continue, right? Like for me, it's not start and stop, just evolving. So the FD7 starts. That's the next one you can sign up for, and that is it has two systems in it. First of all, it's a beginner-oriented way, and it's shorter amount, 7 weeks long,
Mhm.
and it has coaches, has all the community in the group, and I am on Zoom Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays to simply be there to coach them. So I have created this training camp. So I'm building a fight club, which I am sitting there with my Fighterdiet Warriors students, where we are training. I teach women how to train, because you're not getting the muscle. For women to train and build muscle, we have to train harder than men ever. We have to think about that. Hold on. Sorry, the music. Alexa, stop.
This is an absolute awesome conversation, Pauline. This is just incredible, everybody.
Sorry.
She is just so passionate about this that it's just out of control. I love it.
So, sorry, it was like an alarm and I don't want everything. So that one's open up. And the way to get in there, so the only place to get me, to meet me, is there are two ways. Fighterdiet 12 challenge, and then we have the FT7 challenge. What I have done is I have opened up my big Pauline Nordin page, which is like my broadcasting, my voice.
And this is on Facebook.
Yeah. So what I did with you here, Dan, is what I do every day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. sharp, or less. And I go out 9:55, because then I go into the fight club and I talk to all my warriors there. They get Q&A, their answers. So I'm pretty much like this. I come each day to the challenge and I'm just like, okay, who can I help today? Solving. I'm very executive, pragmatic, boom, boom, boom. Because I don't want to talk theory then. Then it's like, okay, we take all I've talked about for all these years, now we're going to put it to action. We can't sit and talk. Life goes on. We lose each day. When this day's over, we never get it again. So make sure that you work for your goal. When I wake up in my everyday, my first thing is this. Oh, my Fighterdiet Warriors. Okay. And then my brain starts thinking, what can I teach them today? What can I do them? What are they going to talk about today? What are they going to ask me? And I get so excited that I have another 24 hours to work for all I want to see in the world. So I'm like super excited. So that's the kind of energy that they get hooked up to and subscribe to, and that's free. So publicly, Monday to Friday on the Pauline Nordin page, they can go there and get kind of a, I like to kind of be the coach that you can just kind of get to know me, so you don't waste my time if you think I'm too intense. Because honestly, I'm not a coach for anyone. There's
love your intensity.
Of me, trust me. Because I am not here to be you won't intimidate me by saying, Pauline, you have to do this for me or that. Like, I'm not on your end. Like, I'm here very much pro bono. Like, I'm offering so much because this is my life. This is all I care about. This is what I do, right? So I'm not about this for the money or stuff. Like, so when people try, like, I want to pay more for you to have you on my side, like, I'm sorry, that's going to minimize my ability to broadcast this. So I'd rather just talk to people more and just say, you know, you just have to be self-independent management. Like, I'm not sitting in thousands of kids every day and that I'm going to manage. So my deal with all these women is like this. I'm a no strings attached person this way. Like, I teach you all way forward this way. I don't check up on you back. I'm an elephant, as in I remember people who show up regularly, so I pay attention.
Right.
But I also know I'm the last female standing in my challenge, and I'm going to sit there every day to see who is actually keeping up with me. If you can't keep my pace, you're gonna fall off, and then you know you're off my radar, right? So I do that to keep them motivated. So I just know like nobody outworks me. But if you want to have that as motivation, that's what I want. So I use everyone. You know what I do too, Dan? I just have to tell you what I do in my challenges. I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Go right ahead.
I tell them to use me as the scapegoat. So when people are bashing that, oh my God, that food stinks. Oh, you're too fat to eat that much. You shouldn't stop that. Oh, the body shaming for fat people, I hate that. Because they should eat like me. Like, you need Fighterdiet. Apparently you like to eat. Why don't you eat like me? I eat more than you do. You're just on the wrong diet. Come on over here. And my so-called fat women, they start building strong muscle from day one. We don't water weight, lose fast. We start practicing what I preach. Eat, train like your life depends on it. Build muscle, burn fat. And you know, we do that from start. So it's like from the start, you're not going to do a adaptation now and then go over something else. You're not going to do a cleanse now and then learn something else. You're learning from me right off the bat. So you get that in challenge. Those two spots. So you can have the after 12, you go live, I'm in there, and then we have the Zoom Q&A. That's it. And then I call it out and I check off. I have all the other things, all the things I have to do. And then I come back the next day. And I only want women to know to trust me on this. I don't look up to what people do. I'm blind of thinking that people are going to relay my message, do their part of this, what I do. And if they don't, it's going to come up. So I don't just go this way. So fighterdiet.com, that's where they sign up and they download my app in the App Store, Google Play, Fighter Diet, anywhere. You just Google Fighter Diet, you're gonna find me. I'm
All
all
over the place. You're all over
yeah.
the internet. You're all over the universe. So we're going to have that in the show notes. We're going to put this out next week. I'm going to send you a copy of this. So listen, for everybody out there, all of my listeners, contact Pauline. That's all I'm going to say. We back her 100%. You're not going to get anything better. She's not only passionate, she's knowledgeable, she's educated. And what the most important thing is, and I always tell my students this, okay, the experience, because she lives it, in addition to not only just somebody that's on some type of, post that's just pontificating what you should do and what you shouldn't be doing. So she's living proof of everything that's going on. So I want everybody to try this, get involved, and let's go. Okay. We're going to have Pauline on again if she wants to come back on, because I think that there's just so much to talk about here. And I think that her and I probably go on for the next 5 hours, but my podcast company wants me less than an hour. So that's what we got to do, Pauline.
Hey, Daniel, I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you hold on 1 second, and when everybody, thank you for listening. Live the best versions of yourself. Thank you very much, Pauline. And we will talk to everybody soon. Take care.